I found it weird the Ravens held their draft press conference first about 3 weeks ago. They're way ahead of the draft, talking about the draft. And I think they just wanted to be as clear from the draft when they had to make their press conference appearance as they possibly could, knowing that going into draft week, we'd be keeping an eye on Lamar Jackson. And, hey, we're here draft week, the Monday of draft week, about 10 days, I would think, after they signed Odell Beckham. And if the Odell Beckham signing, and I told you part of the benefits of signing Odell Beckham is now a new voice other than the owner, general manager, or coach to tell Lamar, we want you. Please come play. Let's come in from the cold and figure this thing out. It's another voice. It's Odell Beckham Jr., who actually even addressed the camera in his press conference, if you remember. His introductory press conference addressed the camera saying, Lamar, if you're out there, or something like that. So here we are on the Monday of draft week, and that Odell signing didn't break the dam on the spot. And I thought the other thing that might break the dam is the Jalen Hurts contract signing, because he's the first to go and sign a new contract this offseason in the quarterback group that can get an extension. Jalen Hurts, along with Tua, and along with Herbert, and along with Burrow, they're up. Now, unlike Tua, Herbert, and Burrow, Hurts was drafted in the second round, and thus there isn't a fifth year of contractual control that can be picked up by the team. So they really had to sign Hurts. And he went first. He went first, and not every dollar was guaranteed. It was insanely rich, though. Enriching, generationally enriching. I mean, the terms and the dollars were not 230 all guaranteed, but you do take a look at his contract, and it was over $50 million a year. By an annual basis, it's the richest contract in the NFL, and the number of dollars that can be added on top, I don't know if anybody's seen the actual language yet. I mean, Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, came in last week saying he needs to see it to see what's real and what's not, but it's real in terms of making him a rich man for the rest of his life and his family as well. But right now, Odell's not signed. And guess what? I mean, right now, Lamar's not signed. And guess what? The Odell signing didn't break the dam, and neither did the Hurts contract. And unless he was signed to an offer sheet yesterday that we don't know about, I would find that hard to believe, right, guys? That
I would be shocked.
We would not know about him being signed to an offer sheet.
I know Twitter's all screwy, but that news would get out.
Because the Ravens would have 5 days to match it or to say, no thanks, we'll take your first-round picks this year. And yesterday was 5 days out. Mm-hmm. So the clock's ticking. And pretty much Lamar is going to go into draft night unsigned to a long-term deal, and no tender signed, and no team's going to be flipping a first-round pick to the Ravens for it. And the Ravens, in allowing Lamar to go shop, look around, and he's now hitting the draft week with nobody signing him to an offer sheet. Maybe he'll go through the draft just to see who doesn't get the players that they want in the draft on Thursday and Friday night and say, well, guess what? I guess we'll sign him to an offer sheet now and kick the can down the road of the 24 and 25 drafts. Which, by the way, brings Miami and San Francisco back into the equation, or any teams that don't have a first-round pick this year. Cleveland, they're not going in that direction. But I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. Bottom line is Lamar's going into draft night with his future still an absolute question mark. And Jalen Hurts kicked off the 2023 quarterback contract extension season with a deal that isn't all fully guaranteed like Deshaun Watson. And today, Jalen Hurts met with the media and was asked point blank, why didn't you hold out for that fully guaranteed contract on Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, the owner and general manager, and I'm sure I'm screwing up his title, basically the man in charge of these decisions for the Eagles. Why didn't you hold him up when you just did what you did? And if anybody has the leverage to hold it on the Eagles and say, give me Deshaun's contract, it would be you. He was asked point blank, why not fully guaranteed?
Why were you willing to take a longer contract that wasn't fully guaranteed?
Well, obviously, I think you look at all the great teams around there, and I won't get too much into detail, but you look at all the great teams and great players. It takes a village. It takes a village. And, I know that last year, in my first 3 years, but just playing around the different guys that I've been able to play around, we got something special going on. And, we all want to do it for a long time. So that was important to me to take that approach with it.
Jalen, you said at the Super Bowl you had a purpose before anybody had an opinion. Now you're the highest paid player in the league. How satisfying is that for you?
Yeah, I think money is nice. Championships are better.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Money is nice. Championships are better. Now, obviously, some pushback would be, well, both. Both are just as nice, and you can have both. Somebody like the Eagles and Howie Roseman can figure out how to pay this guy all that money guaranteed and still win championships. But this way does give the team, one would think, I'm not a capologist, I don't play one on TV or radio, more flexibility. That's the way I guess it was pitched to Jalen, and he said, cool. And Joe Banner, who, as we all know, was in Philadelphia before Roseman, he's the one who told us the story that Howie sent him letters, right? Unsolicited, saying, hey, you should meet with me. And so I assume Howie does it the way that Banner would think. Or maybe might spend a quiet moment of time saying, what would Joe counsel or even speak to him? I don't know. But Banner pointed out when he was here in studio about a month and a half ago, this whole fully guaranteed stuff, when you're young and you're playing and your contract, you'll finish it through and you'll make all that money. Now, obviously, somebody can get significantly hurt and you need that fully guaranteed cushion. But I'm just wondering, how does this all land on Lamar Jackson? How many times have I said that over the past month and a half? How does this land on Lamar? Money's nice, championships are better. He might be sitting there saying, I have the same opinion. My money's just not as nice as Jalen's. But I'm just saying that maybe this is a template. But here we are, Monday at draft week. This is unresolved in Baltimore. And Jalen, he's the one who's cashing the checks, going to the bank, taking it to the bank. And Lamar isn't. How does it land on him? Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.